Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Yeah, I'm going to talk today about the problem that we've got with people suffering from various degrees of mental illness, but being held not in institutions for the criminally insane or cared for in psychiatric hospitals, but instead incarcerated in HM prisons. There's been a recent study by, believe it or not, the Metropolitan Police, and they have found that there is a remarkable incidence of individuals within the prison system and the offending, generally offenders, who are suffering from ADHD and various other problems, psychiatric problems within the autistic spectrum, which comes as no surprise to me as a former nursing officer in the prisons, as I frequently observed the kind of behaviour that would normally have resulted in the individuals being sectioned. People running up and down saying they're hearing the voices and smashing windows and generally attacking staff and behaving in a manner that is likely to cause injury to themselves or others, which is a good enough reason for somebody to be sectioned. But what has happened in the 50s, 60s and 70s is that all the long-term institutions, such as in Lancashire we had a place called Brockholes, which is somewhere west of Blackburn, which was a great big 2,000 or 3,000 place psychiatric hospital. They don't have these psychiatric hospitals anymore, they're gone. Well, they've got a few psychiatric hospitals, but they are very, very few. What we have now is called care in the community, and that is when people are identified as being in need of psychiatric help, and they are medicated and maintained in the community by carers, or generally overseen through their general practitioners' medical practice, except that people who are mentally ill and psychiatrically disturbed will inevitably fail to maintain their medication. And when they fail to take the medication, then they enter into a psychotic period, start to offend, and we're almost back to the time of Cesare Lombroso, the criminologist who believed that he had identified criminal archetypes. What he had actually discovered was that there were people who had certain physical complaints, certain mental complaints, who were prone to committing offences. And it's taken us 150 years or so to come right full circle to the point where we're now, from the other direction, discovering that the people who are in our prisons have got psychiatric problems. And a lot of the people who have got psychiatric problems also have other problems like learning difficulties. You know, they can't read, can't write, they're illiterate, and basically have a great deal of inability to function in society. So people who don't function well in society, come on, what do? They go out and offend because they can't function, they can't cope. When I was at Strangeways, it was round about early December, we'd see the same old people coming back in time after time after time at Christmas because they couldn't cope for themselves. Very cold on the streets. Why live on the streets? Why live rough when you can come into strange ways. People there will know you, because the staff all knew them, and they're going to get 3 meals a day. They're going to get Christmas dinner. They're going to get people that they can speak to, because there's numerous people that they know, obviously, because they're all in and out of prison. And on Christmas Day, they're going to get Christmas dinner, and it's a warm bed. You know, there is sanitation in there, or there was some kind of sanitation in there, but not on the streets, yeah. So that's what we did see. And now the Metropolitan Police have discovered, and researched into this. What's the problem with all these people keep reoffending? Yeah, they're mentally ill. They suffer from psychiatric illnesses, and there's no place in any psychiatric hospitals to hold them, so they put them in the prisons, and that's where we've got them. And now, so that's my little rant for today. That's a song dinger, yeah. If I were you, Larry, I'd get that goat, because I'm definitely going to hit the high notes today. Yeah, Paula, Catherine, Bob the Bob. I haven't seen Bob the Bob for a bit. Has anybody here seen Bob the Bob? Anyway, this is a song I used to like in the 60s, when it was sung by a guy called Donovan. My father hated Donovan. There was a big report in the News of the World about Donovan was arrested for drug offences, and when the police entered his flat in London, he was found stoned out of his head, stark naked, and jumped on the back of the police sergeant. My father disliked him a great deal. I always liked Donovan's singing kind of style, and I've got quite a few of his albums somewhere in my massive collection. Anyway, this was a song that really broke him through, and he obviously was connected, because he was on, what was it, Ready, Steady, Go, time after time after time, until it became a hit. So he had some proper serious management. This is Donovan's Catch the Wind. In the chilly hours and minutes of uncertainty, I wanna be in the warm hold of your loving mind, to feel you all around me, and to take your hand along the sand. But I may as well try and catch the wind. When sundown pales the sky, I want to hide a while behind your smile, and everywhere I'd look, your eyes I'd find. For me to love you now would be the sweetest thing. It would make me sing. Oh, but I might as well try and catch the wind. When rain has hung the leaves with tears, I want you near to kill my fears, to help me leave all my blues behind. For standing in your heart is where I want to be. Oh, how I long to be. But I might as well try and catch the wind. There you go. Catch the Wind. That was originally recorded by Donovan and recently slaughtered by John G. Sutton. It's in the doldrums now, folks. Anyway, that's Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to buy my book, folks. HMP Manchester Prison Officer. The audio book is absolutely brilliant, with Alan Turton, the actor, reading it. Absolutely. Have a look on Amazon.